Hi, my name is Suzanne Brandywine Simpson, and you might wonder where I got the name Brandywine. I am one of 6 authors who wrote the book Locally Delicious: Recipes and Resources for Eating on the North Coast. And you might notice that the cover is filled with heirloom tomatoes. And I am an heirloom tomato, as are the other 6, and I chose the name Brandywine not only because I like to drink wine, but because the Brandywine tomato is one of my favorites. And so I am here right now to talk about choices that people have in terms of how they are going to get good, local, fresh produce. And there are 4 choices that we have here in our community right now, and I will touch on each one. The first one is that you can plant it yourself if you have enough time, if you have land. And that, of course, is optimal if you are one of those people. It does take time. The second choice is to go into a community garden, which we are now, I'm very happy to say, I have been involved in planning and getting the Arcata Community Garden up at the right next to the Ag Farm on Old Arcata Road. And I believe that there are still plots available for that. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful community garden with large plots and the chance for people to come together in community and share gardening ideas and work together, share their food together, and ultimately be able to have, when we get done with it all, some really nice parties out there. So that's the second option. The third option is a new one that we, of the Locally Delicious book, we are inaugurating our first Lawns to Garden project demonstration at the Phillip House Museum on 7th and Union on April 3rd at the Planet Green Conference. And the idea of having a Lawns to Garden is basically a community share. And how it works is that, let's say that you're an elder and you have a lawn and you really are tired of mowing and you're on a fixed income and you really don't have enough food. You can pair with somebody who doesn't have a lawn, maybe a young person, a college student, it doesn't matter what age, and you can come together and you can talk about how big a garden you want. You could talk about how you can share, and you delineate the roles of what each people is going to do, and you grow a garden and you share all the bountiful food that comes from that garden. This is very experimental. It's being done in Seattle, but I think it's been very successful there, and we are very excited to have this project started. And if you are interested in this kind of thing, you can go onto the Locally Delicious Facebook, and in the next couple of weeks we will have it up so that people will be able to find a partner. And we'll have people that have lawns and people that don't have lawns. So that is the third. And then the fourth is the CSA. And that is community supported agriculture. And how that works is that if you were interested, you would contact a farmer that has a CSA, and you invest a certain amount of money at the beginning of the growing season so that they can grow. They can buy their seeds and get their gardens and their farms going. And then you get, every week for a period of weeks, a nice big box of wonderful, fresh, organic produce, and in some cases, fruit. And so for people that are very busy, people that are working hard, have a lot of kids, and just don't have the time to do any of the other 3, this is a perfect way to go. So now I want to talk about some other choices here, and this is a little more serious. This has to do with what our children are eating at lunch now in the public schools. It's abysmal. I found out that most of the food is just, well, I will not use the word that I was going to use. It is very, very bad. And one of the things that we, the Heirloom Tomatoes, want to do is start looking at how we can change policy so that our school children can become healthy adults. And as you know, we have a big problem with obesity and diabetes now in this United States, and they say that the children that are now born, young children, that their parents will outlive them, which is really, really tragic. So there needs to be a big policy change in that. But what I think we could do is start by putting, every school should have a garden, and there should be interdisciplinary classes that are involved with the garden. In high school you have business teachers. I think it would be great if the business teachers had some kind of program to teach kids how to start a CSA, how to sell at the farmer's market. Science teachers, chemistry teachers, all of these people, English teachers, all of them could relate something of importance involving a garden. This has been very successfully done in a junior high school in Berkeley. It was started by Alice Waters, who is the owner of Chez Panisse, and this garden has been going for 10 years, and they totally transformed the cafeteria, and now the students eat their own homegrown vegetables that come from their own school grounds, and they are learning a lot more than just book learning. They are learning about life with their classes. So this is something that we are very interested in helping develop, and again, if people are interested in working with us, we have an heirloom tomato auxiliary, and all you have to do is go to our website, www.locally-delicious.com, or you can go to our email, which is info@locally-delicious.com, and email us and say you'd like to become an auxiliary heirloom tomato, and you will be able to select a name out of 6,000 heirloom tomato names, and we will put you on our list, and we will call upon you to help us in some of the projects. So we hope that some of you will decide to do that. The more the merrier, and good eating.